Hi guys, hope everybody's doing well. We're gonna keep going on with tax and tip, which are gonna be life lessons you need to know. All right, so this one is just notice and wonder. It says you're on vacation and want to buy a pair of sunglasses for $10 or less. You find a pair with a price tag of $10. The cashier says the cost will be $10.45. What do we notice? We notice that the original price, okay, is $10. My guess is that 45 cents is the tax. Okay, would be 0.45. And then she gave you the total, okay? And that would make sense because we all pay sales tax on things we buy. Now, if I want to figure out how to find a tax, okay, this is very important and it's very easy, okay? It's always going to be the amount. So if I want to know what percent the sales tax is, so I would do the tax or tip. It could be tip, okay? If I want to know the percentage over the original, okay? What it was before the tax or tip is going to equal your percent, okay? It's going to be a decimal, and you're going to have to change that decimal to a percent just by moving it 2 places, okay? So it's going to equal your percent. So if I wanted to know what the percentage rate for this one is, I would do 0.45 over 10 is equal to, and then I would just divide that out, okay? So if I'm dividing anything by 10, I move the decimal in one place, right? It looks like it's going to be 4.5%. So if I divide this out, I'm going to get I'm just going to kind of put it down here, 0.045, change that to a percent by moving the decimal. I'm going to move this up 2 places to the right. Two places right, okay? So it would be 4.5% tax rate, okay? Not the tax. The tax you paid was 45% or 45 cents, but the tax rate is 4.5%, okay? So I can find the tax rate, I can find the tax. It just depends on what information it gives me. All right, so on this page, I already filled in a little bit. I didn't make a mistake this time. I just did it ahead of time. So it's kind of showing you the same thing and kind of what I just said. It said City 1. We have City 1 and City 2. We're going to look at City 1, then we'll do City 2. It says paper towels are $8. It's 48 cents in sales tax. The total is $8.48. Okay, so if I were to fill in this chart, all right, this would be $25. $1.50 is the tax. All I'm going to do is add these two together. Here's the original. Here's the sales tax. It would be $26.50. Okay, so all I did is add these. If it was $1, now I got to figure out what I got to do. Okay, so what do I need to know in here? I need to know what the sales tax rate was. Okay, so I can figure that out. I'm going to go with my first problem, or I could go with the second one. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go with the first one. So if I did 0.48 over 8 is equal to, and when I divide that out, okay, so I know 8 goes into 48 6 times, okay, so it's going to be 0.06. Okay, I could do that on a calculator, or I could have just figured that out. Okay, so that's what my sales tax is going to be, but I need that as a percent, so I'm going to move it over twice. Boom, boom, and it would be 6% tax rate. Okay, so I know that this has to be a 6% tax rate. So if I were doing this, I would times 1 times 0.06. Okay, so I would multiply 1 times 0.06. I'm going to get 1.06. No, I'm not. I'm going to get 0.06. I'm a step ahead of myself, sorry. And then if I add these together, here's where I'm going to get 1.06, okay? the dollar I had, the 6% tax, which in this case is 6 cents, because I did 6 cents over $1, and then I have $1.06. Okay, so for this one, if I had $12, so if I did 12 times 0.06, okay, well, you should know 12 times 6 is 72, right? So if I have 72, so I did 12 times 6, 12 times 0, I would get 72 cents, because I'm going to get 0.72, and I would get $12.72, okay? Now, if I want to do this with an equation, I know that my sales tax rate was 6%, okay? We know that. How I would get that is timesing X by 0.06. Okay, my percent, I just have to change it to a decimal, times my X by original amount. Now, if I want to add them together, if you notice, this was just this amount plus the original, the tax plus the original. So I would do 1.06x, okay? That'll give me the original amount, that's the 1, plus the sales tax, okay? So if we did the one down here, same thing. But you know what we're going to do first is we're going to figure out the sales tax rate first. So rate, I would do 64 cents over $8, okay? 8 goes into 64 8 times, so this would be 0.08. So my tax rate is actually 8%. All right, so the first one, it gave it to me, and that makes sense. So 64 cents plus 8 gave me 8.64. 25 plus 2 gave me 27. $1 plus 8% of $1, okay, which would be 1 times 0.08. That gives me 0.08. So my sales tax would be 8 cents. The total would be 1.08. If I do 12 times 8, 0.08, go down here. Okay, I'm gonna get 0.96, because 12 times 8 is 96, and I had 2 decimals in my problem, so I get 0.96. So this is $12.96. Okay, so this is going to be my rate, which was 0.08x. Okay, so this one's really going to be your rate as a decimal times the variable, okay? This I'm just going to add 1 to because I need the original, that's the 1, 0.08x, okay? That's how you figure out sales tax. Okay. All right. Moving on. I just poked myself. All right. So here's the sales tax on the same city items in City 3. Okay. What is the sales tax rate? We would do, remember I said the tax rate over 8. So I would divide that out. Now this one's not going to go in evenly, it's going to be a decimal, so I'm actually going to divide it out on a calculator. Or I could just divide it out, but I don't want to take that much time. So if I did 0.58 divided by 8, I get 0.0725. I want to change that to a percent, even though I don't really need the percent for my problem right now, but I'm still going to change it to a percent. I move that decimal 1, 2, so it'd be 7.25%. That's my sales tax rate, okay? So what it's asking me is, if I know my laundry soap was $12, I'm gonna do 12 times 0.0725, okay? So 12 times, let's clear that, 12 times 0.0725, and I get 87 cents. All right, so sales tax is pretty easy. We have 6% sales tax here. You think 6 cents on every dollar. and it's pretty easy, okay? All right, moving on. This will be faster than my last ones, hopefully. This one says, Jada has a meal in a restaurant. She adds up the price list for the menu and gets a subtotal of 42. When the check comes, it says they also need to pay $3.99 in sales tax. What percent is the sales tax? It's asking me for the percent, okay? So I'm going to do $3.99 divided by the subtotal, okay? That's the original before you added the tax. Okay, so when I divide that out, my iPad here, I would do 3.99 divided by 42, and I get 0.095, okay? Change that to a percent by moving your decimal over twice. Boom, boom. It's 9.5% sales tax, okay? So that's how I would figure out the sales tax. It's always the tax over original. That's all you got to remember for sales tax, okay? After tax, the total is $45.99. What percentage of the subtotal is the total? Let's think about it. Of the subtotal is the total. So of means it would, so I'm doing $45.99 divided by 42, okay? This is still my original. This is my original with tax. This is my original, okay? Original always goes on the bottom. So I would do 45.99 divided by 42, and I get 1.095. So if I want to change that to a percent, okay, because that's what it's asking me, what percentage, it gives me the decimal, you change it to a percent, 5%, okay? So it's the 100% plus the tax of 9%, and that makes sense. That's what it should be. This says the actual pay, they actually paid $52.99 with a $7 tip. What percentage of the subtotal is the tip? Okay, so this is the same for tax and tip. So tip over original. My original was 42. What my calculator's doing here. So I'm going to do 7 divided by 42. And yikes, I get 0.16 repeating. Okay? So if I want to change that to a percent, remember this would be 0.166666666 repeating. So I move it over twice. I can't do the repeating here, so I would have to add a decimal, because remember this would just be a bunch of sixes afterwards. So the percent was 16.6, repeating percent. Kind of cheap, but more than the 50%. All right, last part. The sales tax rate at this restaurant is 9.5%. That's what we just did. Holy moly. It says another percent subtotal is $24.95. How much was the sales tax? Okay, I know the rate. It gave me the rate. So I would say their subtotal was $24.99 times. Now, my sales tax, I'm going to say 9.5% right here, okay? I do have to change this to a decimal. So I'm going to do $24.99 times, move it twice to the left to change it back, 0.095, lost my train of thought there. So I would do $24.99, I'm going to clear my thing, 24.99 times 0.095, and I get, yikes, $2.37,405. 37405. Okay, I can't pay that in sales tax. So I would round it. That's a 4, so this would stay the same. It'd be $2.35. 37 cents, I mean. Tax. All right, this one says some other person's tax was $1.61. What was their subtotal? So I know it's the subtotal times the tax, right? And I know the percent rate. So I know it's whatever the subtotal was times 0.095 has to equal 1.61 if I wrote that out, okay? The subtotal, let me find a different color pen. Subtotal times tax is equal to, tax rate is equal to the tax. Okay, that's what we were doing here, but now we're just going backwards. So if this were an equation, it would look like this. It would just look different because I would put the number first. 1.61. Now if I solve that equation, I would divide by 0.095. I would divide by 0.095. And I would get x is equal to whatever that is. 1.61 divided by 0.095. And I get $16.95. It was 16.9473, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I would round it. I'd look here because it's dollars and cents. That means this guy rounds up to a 5 because he's bigger than 5. So it would be $16.95. Okay? So your whole assignment today is going to be on tip and on sales tax with tip or just sales tax to find the rate or to find the tax or to go backwards like we did here. These notes should help you a lot on that. Okay? Any problems, let me know. Give me an email back, and I hope you guys have a great day.